The unseen invasion, when privacy is stolen electronically. Can you imagine that feeling? The chilling thought that someone, somewhere is watching you. Not just watching, but recording your most private moments. This isn't a scene from a scary movie, my friends. This is a terrifying reality in our world today. Tiny cameras, hidden in everyday objects, are turning our safe spaces, our homes, our sanctuaries, into stages for unseen eyes. The trust we place in our surroundings is being shattered pixel by pixel. It's an invasion of the deepest kind, a theft of something so precious, our peace of mind. This growing threat of hidden cameras is something we all need to talk about. It's lurking in rental homes, in hotel rooms, even in places we believe are secure. Think about it. The very idea that your privacy could be compromised so easily, without your knowledge, without your consent, it creates a shadow of unease, a constant question mark over our sense of security. We deserve to feel safe in our own spaces, don't we? We deserve to live without the fear of being secretly observed, our lives turned into someone else's illicit entertainment. The ease with which these spying devices can be bought and hidden is truly alarming. They are disguised as smoke detectors, as clocks, as phone chargers, everyday items, now potentially tools of violation. This accessibility means that the power to intrude, to steal private moments, is in far too many hands. A voice for the voiceless, Rep. Nancy Mace steps into the light. Sometimes it takes an act of incredible courage to bring a hidden truth into the open. Representative Nancy Mace, a lawmaker from South Carolina, found that courage. She stepped forward, not just as a public figure, but as a survivor. She chose to share her own deeply personal and painful story of video voyeurism. Can you imagine the strength it takes to do that on a national stage? To lay bare your vulnerability so that others might be spared similar pain? This is the kind of bravery that can spark real change. Her journey into this fight began to unfold publicly in February 2025. It was then she first made harrowing allegations on the House floor. She spoke of her ex-fiancé, Patrick Bryant, and his associates. She accused them of secretly recording women and girls, including herself. These recordings were allegedly made via hidden cameras at a rental property. The allegations were shocking, extending to claims of sexual assault and rape. This wasn't just a political statement, it was a raw cry for justice, a startling revelation of betrayal. Patrick Bryant has, of course, denied these serious allegations. He called them false and malicious, suggesting they were for self-promotion. The unveiling, a lawmaker's raw testimony of betrayal. Just yesterday, on May 20th, 2025, the world witnessed a moment of profound vulnerability and strength. Representative Nancy Mace chaired a House Oversight subcommittee hearing. The hearing was titled, Breach of Trust, Surveillance in Private Spaces. And in that room, she did something incredibly brave. She displayed a blurry screenshot, a wide-angle security camera view. And on that poster board, she pointed to a yellow circle around a blurred human figure. That, she said, is my naked silhouette, is my naked body. The air in the room must have been thick with emotion. Imagine the courage it took to present such an intimate, violating image of herself. She told her colleagues and the world, I didn't know that I had been filmed. I didn't give my consent. I didn't give my permission. Those words, so simple, yet they carry the weight of an immense betrayal. A betrayal of trust, a betrayal of intimacy, a betrayal of her fundamental right to be safe and unobserved in what she believed was a private space. This was not an abstract discussion for her. This was her life, her trauma, laid bare. She had teased this moment on social media, saying she would show her naked body captured on video. Some might question such a move, but for Nancy Mace, it was a necessary act. It was a way to make the abstract threat of video voyeurism undeniably real. To show the faces in that room, and everyone watching, exactly what this violation looks like, what it feels like. She identified herself not just as a lawmaker, but as a survivor, driving home the personal cost of this insidious crime. Section 4. The emotional aftershock. Living with the scars of voyeurism. When your privacy is violated in such a deeply personal way, the emotional scars can last a lifetime. It's not just about an image or a video, it's about the shattering of your sense of safety, your trust in others, and even your trust in your own judgment. Nancy Mace spoke of not knowing, not consenting, not giving permission. That lack of control, that feeling of being utterly powerless while your most intimate moments are stolen. It's a profound trauma. It's a theft of your dignity. Think about the constant anxiety that can follow such a discovery. Every new place, every unfamiliar room can become a source of suspicion. Will there be a hidden camera here too? Can I ever truly relax again? This is the daily burden that victims of video voyeurism often carry. The simple act of undressing, of being alone in your home, can be tainted by the memory of violation. It's like a shadow that follows you, a constant reminder of the trust that was broken. This is the lived reality for so many. Nancy Mace also shared that she found over 10,000 videos on her ex-fiancé's phone, including censored intimate photos of other women, allegedly filmed without their knowledge. Some of these women reportedly gave her permission to display these images. This highlights that her experience, while deeply personal, is sadly not unique. Section 5. Technology's Dark Side. How easy it is to become a victim. We live in an age of incredible technological advancement. So many wonders are at our fingertips. But there's a dark side to this progress, a shadow that looms larger every day. The very same technology that connects us and simplifies our lives can also be weaponized to invade our most private spaces. This was a key point made during the subcommittee hearing chaired by Representative Mace. Experts testified to the alarming ease with which hidden surveillance can occur, making any one of us a potential target. Joseph Lasorsa, a security expert, painted a chilling picture. He spoke about how commercially available hidden cameras are disguised as the most mundane everyday objects. Think about that. A clock on the nightstand, a smoke detector on the ceiling, a USB charger plugged into the wall. These are items we see every day, items we would never suspect of harboring a tiny lens, silently recording our every move. This is not high-tech spy gear from a movie. This is readily available, often inexpensive, and terrifyingly effective. The implications are staggering. If these devices are so easy to obtain and conceal, who is safe? The truth is, anyone can become a perpetrator, and anyone can become a victim. The barrier to entry for this kind of voyeurism is shockingly low. It doesn't require sophisticated knowledge or immense resources, just the will to violate another person's privacy. Section 6. Demanding change. The legislative push for protection. When faced with such a deeply personal violation, it's one thing to feel anger and despair. It's another thing entirely to channel that pain into action, into a fight for change. That is precisely what Representative Nancy Mace is doing. She is not just sharing her story. She is spearheading a legislative battle to protect others from the horrors of video voyeurism. She is pushing for new laws, for stronger safeguards, because she knows firsthand how devastating these crimes can be. This is leadership born from experience. She is urging her colleagues in Congress to advance two crucial pieces of legislation. The first is the Sue VOYEURS Act. This act aims to create a civil right of action. That means victims would have a clearer path to sue their violators in civil court, to seek justice and compensation for the harm they've endured. The second is the Stop VOYEURS Act, designed to expand the federal prohibition on video voyeurism. These are concrete steps to hold perpetrators accountable and provide recourse for survivors. Why are these new laws so desperately needed? Representative Mace has been very clear about this. She has criticized existing state laws as being far too weak. In some places, a first-time offender might only face a misdemeanor charge and a paltry $500 fine. Section 7. Our Sacred Right. A call to reclaim our personal sanctuaries. At the heart of this entire issue is something so fundamental, so essential to our well-being, the right to privacy. It's the right to have a space, a moment, a part of your life that is yours and yours alone, a place where you can be completely yourself without fear of judgment or exposure. Nancy Mace's powerful statement, "Freedom is not a theory. Hidden cameras erase it in pixels," cuts to the core of what's at stake. Our freedom, our very sense of self, is being threatened by this unseen invasion. In this digital age, our understanding of privacy is constantly being challenged. Technology has brought us incredible benefits, but it has also created new vulnerabilities. The ease with which hidden cameras can be deployed means that our most sacred spaces, our homes, our bedrooms, our bathrooms, are no longer inherently safe. This isn't just an inconvenience, it's a profound violation of our human dignity. We must ask ourselves, what kind of society do we want to live in? One where we are constantly looking over our shoulders, or one where personal sanctity is fiercely protected? This is a call to action for all of us. We need to support the legislative efforts being championed by brave individuals like Representative Mace. We need stronger laws at both the federal and state levels, laws with real teeth that send a clear message. Video voyeurism will not be tolerated. Perpetrators must face serious consequences for their actions, and victims must have access to justice and support. It's time to close the loopholes and strengthen the protections that keep us safe. But laws alone are not enough. We also need to raise awareness. We need to talk about this issue openly and honestly.